Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Shelly. Today we are doing a get ready with me full face of makeup that I got at the Creators and Friends event in New Orleans. So if you're interested in that, keep on watching. Okay, the first thing that we're going to be starting with is the R&R Sun Serum. Now, I had this one in the original. There was only one color. They have since done an original, a medium, and a dark. And this is one of the items that I bid on during the Survivor Secret auction. And I really wanted this because I really enjoyed the products from the first go around. This is a very liquidy foundation. It's not a foundation, it's a sunscreen. It's a mineral sunscreen, but I remember it being very runny. So if I show you it's very, let's see if it will do it. Like it will run. So you got to move quickly with it. I'm excited to try this. I'm going to be using this BK Beauty 101. And this one was given to us during the first Creators and Friends trip in Charleston. So I feel like it still hits the mark for items given to us at Creators and Friends. So I'm just going to drip some of this on my face and then brush it in. I believe the Undefined Beauty, you can get it at Target and it's very reasonably priced as well. So you get a nice amount of sunscreen in there. I also have started using their scalp serum and I am so far enjoying that one quite a bit. Tell me if you have a favorite sunscreen. I used to not really put on a separate sunscreen, but as I am getting older, I definitely like to try and incorporate a little bit more sunscreen these days. Okay, so that's on. That sunk in really, really quickly. I think for my base, I'm gonna do a combination of a few products because why not? So this is from Salt New York and we met Kiki, the owner of Salt New York, and she is a hoot, so fun. And so actually in here I have a few. I have a concealer, and which is their best case concealer. I'm in shade N10. I also have the Sneaky Balm, which I believe is in N10 as well. And then I also happen to have another shade of the concealer, and that is N11, which was just a little bit deeper. So I have N11, N10, and N10. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of use a combination of both of these, the Sneaky Balm and this, because I feel like the Sneaky Balm has not quite enough coverage because it's more of a light coverage type of product. And obviously the concealer is more full coverage. So I like to have a little bit of a mix of both. So I'm just kind of just dabbing in my brush in both. And I'm also going to dab in a little bit of this NL. I feel like this is reminiscent of, if y'all remember the RCMA palettes, where you're just kind of mixing and matching all of the colors. And you could definitely use your fingers, you could use a brush, you could use a dry sponge is also, I heard, a really good way to do this. And I like about the Sneaky Balm is that it feels nice and lightweight. And I had an Instagram story where I was wearing it. And at first I didn't order it because I thought, oh, it's going to be too light of coverage. But then I was thinking about it and I'm like, actually, for all those times when I really don't want to wear makeup and I just want to put this on, it might help just even a little bit things out. So I kind of went with that and I enjoyed it. All right, so that's by no means full coverage or anything, but those are that applied. And then I'm going to go in a little bit with this under eye brightening concealer duo from Sigma. This is in light to medium, and they gave us these really cool new brushes, and in it had one of my favorite shapes. It's kind of this like pointy concealer one. So I'm going to use this one underneath the eye area and down the side of my nose. Just going to kind of do that in here. I do happen to have a code with Sigma now, and so if you're interested in saving some money, you can save with my code, and I will list that down in the description. And a lot of the times you can use it in combination with some of their sales, like they're doing a Mother's Day sale, and I believe that you can use it on some of the products that are even included in the Mother's Day sale, which is really awesome because you can get a little extra on top. It'll at least save you on like tax or something, right? So I'm going to put a little bit of that on there like that. Okay. And then I'm going to go in, since I'm doing all liquids, I'm not going to set with a powder just yet. I'm going to go ahead and go in with a bronzer. Now, Kiki from Salt New York was kind enough to let us pick out products that we would like on the Creators and Friends. And then they even sent us some extras And so I have now 2 palettes from them. I can show you. So in this one, I've got some now blushes, I've got a highlighter, I have got the 2, like I said, the Sneaky Balm and the concealer, and these are really great for like traveling. I love this. So I'm just going to kind of keep it open here and kind of dab back and forth. I'm going to come in here with this BK Beauty Angie Hot and Flashy, and I'm going to go into, one is a bronze, one is a contour, and then I have this also other bronze up here, which is warmer, and it's also like you can use it on your lips. So I'm just going to kind of come in here and do some dabbing. I'm going to mix and match and then just kind of warm up the perimeter of the face. And for these, I kind of more like to stipple it in more so than anything else. And it's just a really pretty color that just kind of sinks into the skin. Obviously, my lights are really bright right now. I'm not as pale as these lights would have you believe. So I'm just going to do a little up here on my forehead. And then I am actually going to come in as well and go over the top with a powder bronzer as well, just to kind of like really solidify everything. And instead of just using a like clear powder, I feel like I'm just going to do that to help it like with the shininess and kind of adding some additional stain power and color. So I'm going to do that. Pretty, right? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with the blush, and I'm going to start with this lighter one right on the apples of the cheeks, like this. And then you know what? I'm also going to go in with another blush that we got on the trip. Actually, I might just triple blush today. Yeah, I might do that. So I'm going to come in here with this. So I'll do this one, and then I'll set it with a powder. 3 might have been excessive, but you know, what are you gonna do? So I'm gonna do this, and then I like to do a little bit deeper of a color, just a little bit behind those apples of the cheeks as I kind of like work up the cheek, and I just kind of dab it in here. I guess I forgot to mention, I'm not going for a necessarily full glam moment. I'm going for a beautiful, natural, I woke up like this, your skin but better type of look right now. And then after that, I might just go in with the highlighter as well. I'll just go in from this palette, and this one is a pretty kind of champagne shade, and I'm just going to use this one. This is the Sigma Soft Angled Cheek F43. They came out with these, and we got access to them. The soft ones, even though all of the Sigma brushes are really soft, these are just on another level. So soft. I don't know what they did differently with these fibers and bristles, but they are really spectacular and special. And I like this one. It has more density. It's not completely floopy. That's not a word. And this, I'm just going to be really generous with that. So it's really, really beautiful, and it's not glittery. So that's what I really like about this. It's like, it sinks right in. It's not glittery. And I feel like with this one, you can't really go overboard. And then actually she made a beautiful toned one that was for darker skin. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to have that on my eyes because it reminds me so much of the Auric little potted shadow. So I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do a little sparkle topper that we got from Cleona Cosmetics. And I just thought that would be really, really beautiful. I'm going to come in here with basically my favorite brush ever from Sigma. This is the E25. I have like 6 of these, and it's just the perfect length and density. I love it. So I'm going to come in here. First, I'm going to load up the side of it, and then I'm going to load up the tip of it as well, because you can kind of use the top of it as almost like a soft pencil, and then you can use the flat edge to just fill all over. Now this is technically, like I said, a skin highlight for a deeper skin tone, but I just think it's so pretty by itself as a eyeshadow. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to kind of just carve out that eye socket right here on the edge. Then I'm going to use that flat edge loaded up with product and just sweep it all over. So I'm being kind of messy with this because I am going to just be laying down like a big sparkly shimmer on top. And I just like to make sure I have a base underneath, one for it to grip onto and for it to have a little bit of color as the base. So you could use a glitter glue, you could use some sort of other liquid eyeshadow. I just happen to be using this. So there's that. So pretty by itself. Now, I'm going to use one of the Clionadh Cosmetics, and I found that honestly, even though you can use a brush, these are pretty like glittery fallouty, so it's best probably applied with a finger. So my favorite color so far has been this one, Electron, I believe. No, Exothermic. So Exothermic has been my favorite. Electron is one of the other ones, but if you see this, it's very beautiful by itself. So I'm just going to dot it on top of my eye like this. And this seems to have like a little bit of pink, a little bit of copper, a little bit of almost green at some angles. So I'm really just pressing it in, like I said, to that base. This is my first experience using the Clionadh eyeshadows. And I will say that even though they have the fallout, I find one, that they're worth it, but they're so beautiful pretty much just by themselves. They're just laid on top of one color. And I feel like this is that special kind of eyeshadow moment. I mean, and it's got a little bit of orange. I mean, it's just stunning. I don't have a code with Clionadh, but my friend Tina from The Fancy Face does. So if you use the code The Fancy Face, you should also be able to use a discount on that. So you can see I've got some glitter falling down on my face. I still think it's worth it. If you are someone who's really bothered by that, you may want to go in and do your eyeshadow first, just to make sure that you kind of contain some of that fallout. Now that that is done, I'm going to go in and curl my lashes, and then I'm going to show you some of my new favorite combo that I've been using for my eyelashes. I don't know if any of you have experience with using castor oil, but I have been using it on my eyebrows. I started on my eyebrows, and even though you may think there's not a lot going on there, I feel like it has been working. And so I decided to start using the castor oil on my eyelashes. And I think given time, I do it as part of my nightly skincare routine. And I think that given time, it might help me with growing out some of my eyelashes a little bit longer so that when I wear mascara, you can actually see them more. That and a combination of the new mascara routine, I've been pleasantly surprised with the results. And honestly, I used to be one of those people who would be like, I don't even wear mascara because it's not worth it to me. I feel like it's starting to be worth it. All right, so the first thing I use, this is from Surratt. This is their lash tint, and I don't know if they mean lash tint and it's not really a mascara, but to me it's a mascara, and it has the wand that I like from, if you saw, I had done a video talking about the Judy Doll mascara, which also uses this type of wand, and I just think this is the best way for me to get into my baby stubby lashes and actually have them show up. So I usually go in with this one first, which I feel it gives a little bit of definition and length. And then I go in for the gusto and I do a layer of this one. It's just from City Beauty. And this is the Beyond mascara. And this has more of a bristly wand that isn't plastic though. It's more of the regular grippy kind, which I like and I prefer. Sometimes those plastic ones, they hurt, especially when you have tiny little eyelashes and you have to get close to the base. You end up poking yourself in the eye. So this has been great for me. And I feel like this one really amps up the volume more so than anything else. Gives you a lot of color. So I feel like this mascara combo has been such a game changer for me. So I love that. I'm also going to go in with the Surratt product on my eyebrows. And this is just their clear kind of eyebrow gel. It's probably on the package. It just says clear. So it has like a little toothbrushy type of brush here, and you just brush it through. I like to almost like glide some of it from the back and then use the little bristles. And it doesn't leave anything crunchy, messy, anything like that. It's just a light bit of hold, which is nice. Okay, for my lips, I am going to be using this pencil from Unearthly Cosmetics, and it is in Cafe. I have already had to resharpen this several times. It's a perfect brown, it's so beautiful. And I have been doing a really simple lip combo where I do this and then I do the lip tint from Sigma. I guess for right now, I will use clear, which is the color Hush. But I feel like if you use tint, you get this color without the two steps. So I really, really like tint, but I was using Hush right there, which is the clear. I'm going to go in with a couple powder products. Like I said, I'm going to go in with the blush in Quarter Rosa. Just gonna amp that up a little bit. And then I am going to finish off with that light bronzer from Sigma in Light. And I'm gonna go ahead and leave it at that. Like I said, we're not going overly glam today. We're just going for kind of a nice simple look. And for me, this is it. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you wanna see more videos, please comment down below what you'd like to see. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.